For the best medical and paramedical lectures, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay connected with us.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today our topic is nursing as a profession. It is one of the most important topic to be learned and one of my favorite. So let's start. Nursing is an art, and it is to be made an art. It requires an exclusive devotion, the finest of fine arts. It is a quote given by Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale was the founder of modern nursing. She known as the lady with the lamp because she was a British nurse, and her experiences as a nurse during the Crimean War were foundational in her views about the sanitation. She also established St. Thomas Hospital and Nightingale training schools for the nurses in 1918. Really, guys, her efforts to reform healthcare greatly influenced the quality of care in 19th and 18th centuries. Now, we have to learn about nursing, that what is nursing. So, definition given here. According to Henderson 1966 ICN, that is Indian Council of Nursing 1973, the unique function of a nurse is to assist the individual sick or well in the performance of those activities contributing to health, its recovery or to a peaceful death, that the client would perform unaided if he had necessary strength, will or knowledge, and to do this in such a way as a client gain the independence as soon as possible or as rapidly as possible. So, nursing is a process in which nurse provides the holistic care to the patient. She helps the client in the performance of those activities that is contributing to health, its recovery and to a peaceful death, and for the ones who are not able to do it. And she also helps them to provide strength, will and knowledge. She also helps in the rehabilitation process, and she do all this in such a way that the client gain independence as rapidly as possible. Now, the word nursing comes from the Latin word nutritious, which means to nourish, to cherish, to protect and to sustain. The word nurse stands for N for noble, U for useful, R for responsible, S for simple, E for efficient, which means nurse is always honest with the patient. Secondly, she is always useful for the people who need care. Then she is responsible for the work which she does. She is simple and decent. And lastly, she is efficient to provide the complete holistic care to its patient. Okay, so now profession. Profession are those occupations based on specialized intellectual study and training, the purpose of which is to supply skilled service with ethical components to others for a definite fee or a salary. Okay, so profession are based on intellectual studies and the training, and the main purpose of the people who are in a profession is to provide skilled service with ethical components. Okay, characteristic of a profession. First, it constantly enlarges the body of a knowledge. It utilizes in its practice of well-defined and well-organized body of specialized knowledge which is on the intellectual level of higher learning. It applies its body of knowledge in practical services which are vital to humans and social welfare. It entrusts the education of its practice nurse to institution of higher education. It is attracts individual of intellectual and personal qualities. Member of profession participate in professional organization. Profession develops, evaluates and use theory as a basic of a practice. So the main characteristic of professions are that they utilizes their practices for the development and for the growth of other people. It applies its body of knowledge in practical services. They are doing the practical services for the welfare of a people. Okay, and the members of profession are always participate in professional organization. They develops, evaluates and uses theory as a basic of practice. Now, function of a nurse. So there are so many function of a nurse. So just let's look about the main function, that what are the nurse actually doing, what their role, what are they working as. So in the past, the principal role of nurses was to provide care and comfort as they come out specific nursing function. मतलब पास्ट में जो उनका जो प्रिंसिपल रोल था नर्स का, वो एक टाइप की कंफर्ट प्रोवाइड करने का था. मतलब पेशेंट को, मतलब जो भी जो पुराने ज़माने के लोग थे उन्हें कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम हो तो जो भी हम केयर प्रोवाइड करते थे वो एक स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन था. बट नाउअडेज देयर आर सो मैनी इंटर रिलेटेड रोल ऑफ नर्सेज. लाइक फर्स्ट एज अ केयर गिवर. एज अ केयर गिवर, द नर्स हेल्प्स द क्लाइंट to regain health through healing process. Nurses addresses the holistic care needs of a client. She helps the client and family who set goals and meet those goals. She preserves dignity of a client. She accepts client as a person, not merely as a mechanical being. So nurse, the main function is of a nurse is to provide a care. So she works as a caregiver. She helps their client to regain their health through healing process. She provides the holistic hair care needs of the patient. She make a goals to meet the. She make a goals and also meet those goals. She always preserve the dignity of her client, and the main thing is that she accept the person or her client as a merely as a person, not like the mechanical beings. Okay, she behaved well with them. Second is clinical and ethical decision maker. She makes the decision about their clients by using a critical thinking skills. So first it is given that nurse use critical thinking skill throughout the nursing process to provide effective care. Nurses make decision with collaboration with client and family. She also collaborates and consults with other healthcare profession. Okay, so she use her critical thinking skills whenever she doing the nursing process. Then she discussed it with the other healthcare team members, also with the client and family. Okay, she explain the procedure and make decision with the collaboration of a client because she want to gain the confidence of the client. Okay, then C is protector and advocate. She provides a safe conducting environment to client. She takes steps to prevent injury to the client and protect client from every possible ways. She provide immunization against diseases. Okay, then as an advocate, she provides clients humans legal rights and provide assistance in their rights if the need arises. She advocates the blind by keeping in its mind that clients regional and culture. Okay, she always treat the client as a merely human being. She keep in her minds that the always she keeps in the mind about their religion and culture. Okay, then D is manager. As a manager, nurse coordinate the activity of other members of healthcare team. She manages nursing care of not only client but also families. As a nurse, she manages everything. Malab, she also manages nursing care of not only client but also families. E is a communicator. Effective communication is an essential element of all profession including nursing. Nursing involves communication with clients and families, other nurses, healthcare profession, resource person and community. As a communicator, nurse provides information to other healthcare team members about the planned and unplanned nursing care. She conveys information verbally as well as through documentation. Nurse communicate verbally a charge of a shift and also report while shifting the client from one unit to other. Okay, so communication is the basic key of every profession. It also includes in nursing because nurse have to communicate with the patient, with their families, with other healthcare team members, also with the doctors, also with the other nurses. She have to discuss the care plan, nursing processes about the patient. Then she have to communicate verbally by a charge of shift, and also report while shifting the patient from one unit to another. So it is very important that the nurse have a good communication skills. Then F is a comforter. The role of comforter is a traditional and historical one in nursing and has continued to be important as a nurse is have assumed new roles. As a comforter, nurse provides comfort to the grieved by considering him as an individual with unique feelings and needs. She motivates and promotes comfort to the client by staying near the patient. Okay, so she provides the comfort to the patient. She motivates and promotes her or him by staying near to him. Then she provides encouragement to the patient. She considered him as an individual with unique feelings and needs. She always understands the client. She provides the care according to their needs. So there are so many functions like leader, counselor, rehabilitator, teacher, researcher, etc. So as a leader, she influences the client to make decisions regarding health. Like a counselor, so she counsels primary healthy individuals with normal adjustment difficulties. Nurses helps the person to develop new attitudes, feelings and behavior. She also helped in the rehabilitation process by which individual return to a maximal level of functioning after illness, accident or any other events. Nursing helps the client to adapt as fully as possible who experiences physical or emotional impairment that charges their life. Then as a researcher, nurse investigate problems in order to improve nursing care and expands the scope of nursing practices. She does many qualitative and quantitative researches. Based upon those findings, they practice nursing care in hospital as well as at the clinical settings. Now, qualities of a nurse. So there are so many qualities of nurse like self-confident, humble and honest, loyal and capable, cooperative and responsible, good administrator and supervisor, good listener and keen observer, impartial and responsible, accountable and competent, judge and advocate. So let's have a look about all these qualities. Okay, so listen me carefully. Self-confident. So a professional nurse have self-confidence. She have to gain the confidence of the patient. Because of this, she is able to take decision and provides holistic care. Then how humble and honest. So with the quality of humble and honest, nurse develops rapport and gain trust of the client. An honest nurse give the explanation regarding to the treatment of a client. Then she have to be loyal with the patient and she is always capable to do the care efficiently. Then cooperative. So as an individual, nurse plays many role in hospital. She works cooperatively with the healthcare team member as well as with the family members. Good administrator and supervisor. So because of this quality, a professional or a registered nurse executes and evaluates the junior nursing staff. Okay, she evaluates, executes the junior staff very easily. She administrates the hospital or particular ward very easily. Good listener and observer. So this is the best quality of a nurse because by this she understands the client's view. Okay, as a good listener, whatever the client verbal response, she understands that very carefully. By active listening, she identifies client's need and provide care accordingly. While dealing with the client and a nurse observe keenly his verbal as well as non-verbal behavior. Okay, now impartial and responsible. So professional nurses treats each client without any prejudice, means they treat every patient equally without seeing their caste, color, race or anything. Every persons are same in her mind. Accountable and competent. So a professional nurse is liable to her course of action. She has a duty of care according to the laws. She is accountable for initiating any nursing care. Okay. Then judge and advocate. So registered nurse have the ability to identify the problems before they occur. Like for example, nurse can judge that a bed sore ridden client is prone to develop pressure ulcer. So due to this judging ability, she can prevent the occurrence of such complications. Okay. And as an advocate, a nurse supports and speaks in favor of a client and provide information to the client or a family for making decisions. Okay. So these are the qualities of a nurse. Now concepts of nursing. Concepts of nursing. There are mainly 4 concepts of nursing related to person, nursing, health and environment. These 4 are interrelated with each other, means person, environment, health are related and correlated with the nursing. The connection between these 4 concepts are explained in the following statement of Donaldson and Crowley. Nursing studies the whole sum on health of humans, recognizing that humans are in continuous interactions with the environment. Okay, so humans are always connected with the environment, health, and that's all are connected with the nursing. These concepts clearly summarize the parameters of nursing and provides general focus for nursing research. Physiology of nursing. According to Christian philosophy, nursing is considered as a profession of a charity. A physiology of nursing includes beliefs and values with regard to man in general and specific aim as the learner, teacher, nurse, client and beliefs about health, illness, society, nursing and learning, etc. Physiology of nursing includes first spiritual. Religion should serve as the primary integrating factor like for the development of curriculum in a school of nursing. The principle of religion and molarity are unchanging. Second is a moral. So nurse have to develop right conscience. Then intellectual, to provide a systematic development and training of intellectual for fulfillment of nursing function. Then emotional needs. Nurse must be able to function as a mature, self-dependent and responsible individual and must be able to relate well to other people. Okay, so nurse the function means she has to function as a mature, okay, self-dependent and responsible individual, and she have to be able to relate well to the other people. Physical, so to promote the harmonious development, physical needs also have to be met in order to preserve her body and the essential of a health. Social, so nursing is a link with social culture in which nursing activities are carried out. Objective of nursing: to prepare nurse who will expert bedside nursing in the hospital and home, to provide integration of health and social aspects, theory and practice in generalized public health nursing, to prepare nurse who will able to work cooperatively with team members, to provide opportunities through curricular and extracurricular activities for development of personality of each individual student, to ensure your opportunity for initiative and resourcefulness, sense of responsibility for oneself, to upgrade the nursing as a profession. Okay, so these are the objectives of a nursing, that what are the basic objectives. So to prepare the nurse who will expert at bedside nursing care in hospital as well as home. Then to prepare nurse which is able to cooperatively work with the other team members, to provide the opportunities to curricular and extracurricular activities, then to ensure the opportunity for initiative and resourcefulness, sense of responsibility for one's, okay, and lastly to upgrade the nursing as a profession. Now, nature and scope of a nursing. So nature and scope of nursing, so there is a large means broad scope of nursing in India as well as in abroad. Nursing is an art and a science. A professional nurse provides nursing care artfully with the compensation, care and respect for each client's dignity. The role of nurse is constantly changing and developing. This means that nurse may add a new function to that work. When deciding to do so, nurse must be sure that patient will benefit and they are competent for the new role. Okay, so this is a nature of nursing, that the professional nurse provide the care very artfully, okay, with the respect of client's dignity. She never break the client dignity. She respects every human beings. Then the role of nurse is constantly changing and developing, which means that she adds a new function every day in her life. There are every day she have to meet the new clients or a patient, and she provides everyone a holistic care. When deciding to do so, nurses must be sure that patient will benefited and they are competent for the new role. Okay, so nursing is a service which helps individual, families and community to maintain and achieve good health, supports, assist and care for the people during illness or while there is a threatened, ensure as far as possible that dignified and free of pain. सो नर्सिंग वो एक ऐसी सर्विस है जो दूसरों को, मतलब एक इंडिविजुअल को, फैमिली को और कम्युनिटी को हेल्प करती है अच्छी सेहत के लिए, उनको सपोर्ट करती है और केयर प्रोवाइड करती है ड्यूरिंग इलनेस और वेन एवर दे फील लो और दे आर थ्रेटन्ड. ओके, scope. So the scope of nursing is defined as a range of roles, functions, responsibilities and activities which registered nurses are educated and authorized to perform. The scope of nursing practices describes the who, what, where, when, why and how of nursing practices. So as I said that the scope of nursing is a very wide, and which means that the registered nurses are able to practice, okay, and authorized to perform. They can do work in a settings like hospitals, nursing homes, clinical and health departments, orphanages and old age homes, military. In also military they can do at different fields like army, navy, air force and marine. Community settings, that is school nurse, health visitors, industrial houses and factories, railways and public sector medical departments, like they can work at different places. Nurses may choose to work in one apartment settings or may take short time assignments as a travel nurse to fulfill temporary projects for nursing staff internationally. Okay, so if one have to do travel, means they love to travel, so they can do a travel nurse, they can take a short assignments as a travel nurse and fulfill their temporary projects. Okay, they can even served in a key government and elected positions, become as a nursing practitioners, clinical nurse specialized, nurse educator, researcher or a nurse manager. Means you can see there are so many opportunities to do work in a different fields. So there is a wide range of a scope of a nursing. Okay, she can work as a military nurse, she can become a tutor or a professor, she can work in the orphanages, hospital settings, community settings. There are so many work she can do. That means there are so many role of nurse she can perform. So guys, nurses can be a teacher, advocate, critical thinker, caregiver, innovators, etc. They can do so much more than providing care to the individual. Nursing is a really honorable profession, and nurses are the heart and soul of the healthcare system. I am proud of all the nurses and also of myself because I am also a nursing student. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the notification of next video. Thank you.
Do like, leave a comment, and share with your friends.